Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about my favorite character in Blockies, Sunstreaker, which I love this figure so much. You know, gave a flaming sword. You know what's cool? Lamborghinis. You know what's also cool? Countashes. A transforming supercharged one is just amazing. This isn't the figure we're talking about, is it? Oh, it's not the Blockies one? Oh, so it's something better than this one. Okay, is it classics? Is it classics? Please no. Please tell me it's not that one. And I didn't know Jacko could write. He has really terrible handwriting, but please not that one. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the fun Sunstreaker. We're going to talk about the one that I question the mentality of the person that designed it. I don't like this figure. I don't mind it. First off, I gotta get this out of the way. This is yellow, and it's Sunstreaker, so it's yellow. I have no idea what color this is. This is like an offset, like crayon yellow, like, you know, Crayola crayon yellow. That's not quite yellow. We all know those crayons, like you get them at the dollar store that say they're yellow, but they're more of like a skin tone. It's worse on camera than it is in hand. This figure is a much better figure by leaps and bounds. We'll get into that, but I like this yellow better. Also, I think Swoop's blast effect works great as a sword for him. Yeah, don't ask. We're gonna move him out of the way and get to this monstrosity, so you can see basically how it's gonna work. And yes, this is just the Earthrise Sunstreaker. Package is 3/3/86, which as a Sunstreaker toy, it's a nice Sunstreaker. As trying to be 86 Sunstreaker, no, this ain't it, Chief. We'll get into that more. But we'll take a look at the front. You can kind of see why I keep flipping them up is I'm making sure this paint is not scuffed any more than it is. Because I'm not sure how well you can see it. Came out of the box this way, got a little bit of scuffing there. The paint is not very thick. It's starting to bleed through. And also, he's got these black schmutz scuff marks all over him. It was like that right out of the box. I have tried everything to try and clean him. I've even tried things to try to remove it like you would paint. Couldn't tell you. He also has these weird moldings right here, so I think this windshield is meant to be smaller than it is. But, and also underneath you can see the faux front for his feet. We'll get into why that's an issue when we get transformation, but his one accessory that it does come with is the supercharger, which, you know, this really isn't a Countach like he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be an early 80s supercharged racing Countach. I get it for licensing. I get it why they couldn't make him one, but they could have did something so much different with this back and have it remolded. The Sunstreaker's vehicle mode is supposed to be completely silver in the back with the big spoiler. Yeah, this just is not 86 Sunstreaker. It's a Sunstreaker, yes, but it is not Sunstreaker from the movie. But that plugs in there, or the two peg holes that will be on the arms. For now, we're just going to remove it, and it does form a really stupid gun, but we're going to move that off to the side. And he does have the pegged-in wheels, so he does roll somewhat nicely. More slides and rolls on my surface here. Transformation is a little weird. It's cool and interesting. If you've seen the Earthrise, you know exactly how this is going to transform. If it hasn't already, split the front. Mine just does not stay tabbed in. Split the front, come to the back, lift this section up. Now, it has cool engineering, so you want to pull them away, and they're going to form the body. My cat's trying to take off with his gun. I'm going to set that up there. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, just turn him around at the waist. Yes, but he has two waist joints. So you want to take the first one and rotate it, then flip up the head. If it'll flip up, take the entire, split it, take the entire roof section, bring it up, rotate him at the waist again. Then you have that. You want to untab these legs, which on mine are very tight. They're on just a double hinge. Re-peg them in. Same on this side. If it breaks on camera, I probably will be upset, but not really because I don't like this figure. Tab it in. Now you're probably thinking, hey, he's got weird feet. So you want to take them, rotate them up. They're on kind of a double hinge now. I'm not sure you can see it. Bring that up. Fold that piece down. Bring that up. And fold this piece down. Take his hands. they don't really click in. Rotate them down. Same on this side. And we're going to get into the issue with the double front, like I was telling you. Probably noticing no Autobot symbol. Great, no paint. Why? Him and Wind Charger. Wind Charger I can kind of excuse because it's just the bare plastic. But this guy I keep in robot mode because this is just going to wear off. I know it's kind of indented so it doesn't really sit on there, but if you have him posed with the ankle tilt, that Autobot symbol is going to rub off like no other. But what's really cool is these are recessed so they won't rub off. These are not, and I don't know why the Autobot symbol couldn't be recessed. But anyways, there you have Sunstreaker. We'll take his supercharger, which should really be on his back. He can plug it into his hand, his arm. It looks really stupid. He had a gun. I don't know why they couldn't have given him a gun and just... This is the same thing with Blastoff and Thundercracker. Thundercracker's accessories are tool no race, which I will agree can come off. Those are shown to come off in G1. That makes sense to have those be his accessories. Blastoff, same way. The leg wings, or the tail fins, for Thundercracker being counting as accessories and tips of his wings, I can't excuse. Just like Blastoff's tail fin, it's part of the figure. The Devastation Optimus smokestacks were counted as parts. Why? I know Hasbro kind of does that to finagle the price. Say, oh, this comes with this because it's a part count. But for me, if it wouldn't need to be flipped around during transformation, I would honestly just glue that on there. But enough about the gripes. You can see one of the main issues. He looks extremely fat, and to me the head is a little too small. The torso, had they just left a little bit more of, I guess, the roof and stuff on the legs, and had this been a little bit smaller, not by much, maybe a 1/4 inch altogether, he wouldn't look so fat. He just looks very obese, and his head looks too small. Again, maybe it's just me, but he almost has like a pinhead, like Dark to the Moon Megatron the Voyager. Same issue, but still really nice figure. Again, you got some of the paint, which the paint in hand looks better than it does on camera. You got his Autobot torso roof that him and, I almost said Sideswipe. Sideswipe does not have it, but him and Wheeljack have it for this mold. And we'll bring in the blockies back in. Like, I understand this is stylized, but Sunstreaker did have a chest. He did have more of a blocky roof chest. I just wish on this guy it was thinner. It looks way too broad in my opinion, but we're going to move on from that. Got some nice detailing there. Got the doors. Not a whole lot of details revealed other than his waist, his arms, which don't really have a whole lot of detail. His head, which is nicely done. I will admit his head is beautifully done. I do like it. I just wish it was a tad bigger. Maybe it's just me, but it feels like the torso is so big that makes the head look small. And his shoulders are... I get it because it's a reuse of a mold. I don't like his shoulders having the ports, which I believe in Earthrise, I think it was Earthrise, he's got the weaponizer ports. So, and you can definitely tell this is a reused mold because he's got the little pegs for where the blast effects would go. I get it to save money, but why couldn't you just retool these to be more accurate? That's my main gripe, is some of these figures they did repaint or remove paint, and some of them they didn't. All they had to do was make him his head a little bit bigger and retool these, and maybe make the chest a little bit smaller somehow. We're paying $30 to $35 for these, which is not really that bad until you take into account that, you know, when this mold first came out, it was probably like $20. I'll kind of get off my soapbox here. We're getting articulation. Shoulders are actually on a joint here, but since transformation, due to transformation, actually you get a lot of nice motion. Universal joint here, which do almost a full 360. You gotta kind of finagle it because of the way the shoulder is designed. If you have it sitting up a little bit, it'll kind of catch. Outward, pretty far. It does kind of have the trigger happy shoulders going on. Elbows give 90 degrees forward, nothing back, full 360. And the wrists will move in. Head will move down because of transformation. It won't look up at all more than that. little bit of side rotation. Won't do a full 360 because of the ears. I do wish if this hinge had a little, that stopping point, I might have kind of shaved that down a little bit. He could look up, because in the cartoon, and this is another thing I kind of have issues with. I get that the 86 movie kind of looked a little bit more tweaked than the cartoon, but in the cartoon he did fly, was it jet judo? I really wish this was the other way around, where it could flip up but not down. I get it, it's not really supposed to do that, it's supposed to have a stopping point. It's more of a transformation, but that's just me. Also, the chest on mine does not, there's nothing there. It's barely holding on by friction. Waist, he does have two of them, but once you bring the chest up, the other one is sealed. Or not sealed, but stopped. Full 360, hips move out, forward 90 degrees, backwards a little under 90. It is very stiff. Thigh rotation, knees will give you 90 degrees. Now his feet, because of that double peg, you can move them down, so it does actually have a lot of toe articulation, and they'll do a full, I don't know, what is that, like 110 degrees? So all in all, not a bad figure, just, it just doesn't look that good. And I've had a lot of people, a lot of Transformers collectors tell me that I was wrong. It's up to you. As a Sunstreaker, this is a really, really nice Sunstreaker. As an 86 movie Sunstreaker, it's got some issues. And that's kind of where I'm at with him and Wheeljack, because I believe they shared either similar molds or similar parts. I do have Wheeljack, I have not opened him yet. I like the figure. Ignore my cats fighting in the background, please. They're fighting over a dust bunny. I will be right back. Sorry about that, as I was saying before I got pulled away by cat WWE in the background. But as a Sunstreaker, this is a nice figure. I really like it as Sunstreaker. The same way I like the Universe 2.0 Cyclonus. Does he look like G1 Cyclonus? Kind of, but there's some liberties taken, and I can understand that. I loved Classics. I loved Universe. I like the Studio Series Devastation Bumblebee. But the problem is those figures look like what they're trying to be. He looks like a modern take on Sunstreaker. He doesn't look like the 86 Sunstreaker, or 84, whichever one you could say. So that's been my thoughts on this figure. I didn't mean to be so negative. This figure's so close to being good, but it's missing a lot that could have been fixed. So let me know what you think of the review. Let me know what you think of Sunstreaker. Let me know what your best Sunstreaker figure is. I gotta say, out of the two I own, I will have to go with the blockies. I understand he doesn't transform, and he could have a little bit more liberties, but I mean, he has the black stripes, but they're not even the right way. It's just, I can't get behind this figure enough to justify it in terms of Studio Series, a figure that's meant to be what you see on the screen. So, that's been my thoughts on that, and I will catch you folks next time.